Welcome to the Land House channel. I'm Seth. I'm out here in my workshop where it is a balmy 36 degrees and it is past time to get some heat out here. Now in the future you can watch a video on me installing a mini split or two, but for now we are working with the HeatStorm infrared wall heater with remote control and also Wi-Fi connectivity. So if I want to be in the house and turn the heat up higher down here, I just get my phone out and push the temperature up. So let's go ahead and go over this unit real quick and then get it installed and see what all it can do. Inside the box you have the PHX Wi-Fi. That's the infrared heater as you see right here. It also has a remote control, some mounting hardware, a user manual, and a template to hang this up on the wall. Let's take a closer look here at the unit itself. On the very top there is a display which allows you to see the temperature and change settings. Very nice to have that. The front is an all plastic design, and down here there's also a plastic grate which covers the metal parts inside, which are going to be really hot. Now this is designed to be mounted on a wall, so even though the heater will sit on a flat surface like this, it doesn't have enough clearance to properly vent out that heat, so keep that in mind. This is a wall mount heater. If I turn to the side, there are these filters which can be easily cleaned out, and those are available on both sides, so that's where it will pull the air into. Now on the back, there's a handle so you can hold this while you are moving it around. There are two places up top here that you will put screws into to mount. And then on the bottom, there's a little track system, which is where some of the mounting hardware will go into to make sure this doesn't fall off the wall. There are rubber stoppers back here to keep vibration off your wall and to pad. Now I've used this unit once already, and it had the extension cord plugged up down here into this little compartment. So that's just a place you could store that if you have to transport this somewhere. But for installation, you'll have that pulled out like that. The cord itself is approximately 3 foot long, so not a whole lot of room to work with, but should be able to get to your receptacle if you mount this directly above it. All right, now there's also a remote control, which we will get to in just a moment. Has a power button, a minus and a positive. You can turn heat or fan settings, and there is a display brightness. There's sound on and off, lock, the fan speed setting, and then a timer setting as well. Let's get to the installation of this unit real quick. I have a nice open wall space with plenty of room on both sides. So I'm going to use the template that was included, and what I'm going to do is find level using the bubble level up here. Now this unit is light enough that you probably don't even need to have a stud, but I have one right here, so I might as well line up to use that. So I'm going to place this here on the stud, and then I want to find where this is level on my bubble level. It looks like right there ought to do it. Take my pencil and mark inside of these 4 holes to get my mounting locations. Now in this kit there were some Phillips head screws that were included. I'm going to be using the Torx driver here just to make it a little bit easier on me, but the hole size should be exactly the same. I'm going to put the top 2 in here first. If I did this right, the 2 holes on the back of the unit should match up nicely to those right there. I may have to pull them out away from the wall just a little bit. Yep, this is a little bit too tight. There we go, the heater is installed that way. Now to prevent this heater from being pulled off the wall, the kit does come with these little plastic clips, and those are just going to snap into the bottom of the unit. You just press them in until they make a snap, and then you take your screws again and just lock that down so that the unit does not come off the wall. I have a receptacle right down here. I'm going to plug this up. Now I like how the cord comes out from the corner, so if you have something big, you can still plug it up to your lower one right there. As you can see, the heater now has power. Now, before I show you the remote control and the app, let's go ahead and go through these settings here on the actual heater. So this is a touch screen. I just have to press the power button right there. So if I go here and press the positive button, now we can do 68 degrees or change the temperature that it's going to heat up to right there. You let it blink for a moment and then it will set that. So it's currently 41 in here. Now if I want to change the brightness, I can do that right here. I can just turn that off. All right, heat has now started to come out of the unit. When it warms up enough, it will begin to blow as well because I have the blower set right here. The element is starting to glow down here, and that is producing a good bit of heat. Let me go ahead and use the temperature probe here so we can see this warming up. Pointing in there, 270 degrees. So that is nice and hot, and it happened real quick as well. Out here, we got 66 on the wall, 40. So pretty close to that 41 we're seeing on the display. The air is starting to blow out now, and so I can feel that just fine here, about 1.5 to 2 feet away. Now on the remote control, there is a tab I need to pull out here to release that battery. So now we can go over these settings here. The power up here on the top will turn the unit off. We'll do that here in just a moment. If I press the positive button, it's going to change from 66, 67, and I can warm it up there or go back down to the 66 there. Here in the middle, there is a fan or a heat setting right there. So if I press that, I can see it's on 2. Go back to 41 here. If I want to change the brightness, I can turn that off, turn that back on. If I want to turn the sound on, I do it right here. There we go, it'll beep now. And then I can adjust the fan speeds here. All right, the low setting here is 750 watts. If I go up to auto, or if I go to high, it's going to use 1500 watts of power. Now I already have the Smart Life app installed, which I'm going to click here so you can see what's going on. If you don't have the app, you can scan the QR code found in your manual or on the back of the heater, and you'll be able to do a free registration and get set up for that. So what I want to do is add a heater in here. So let me go ahead and I've got the Bluetooth on and the Wi-Fi. Let's push the add button, add a device. I held down the Wi-Fi button for 5 seconds on the heater, and now it should pick up here on the phone, here on the app. I have Bluetooth turned on, location turned on, and Wi-Fi turned on as well. All right, the device is discovered right here. Let's go ahead and add that. Typed in my Wi-Fi password. It says it is currently being added. All right, this heater is now connected to my device. As you can see, 66 degrees is where we set this heater. It currently is at 41 degrees in the room. Now I can change the various settings down here. I can do the power on and off, can turn on the sound, change the backlight. If I want to change the temperature of the app, I can easily just slide this little slider over. So let's say it'll now go up to 60 degrees. And if we go, well, let's do 64 and we'll check the unit here in just a minute. If I move over here, it should have adjusted this. Yep, there it was, 64. So it's automatically changed based on what the app says right here. Now let's go ahead and do a power off so you can see that this works to power the unit off from Wi-Fi. So this button down here will turn the heater off. And if I move over here now, you can see that it is now turned off. So very convenient to be able to change settings out here without having to actually physically be here to change them using the app. Now I can turn the heater back on by pressing the power button, as you see right here. Now if I want to change the settings from 1,500 watts to 750 watts, I just tap this low button right here. And now the heater is using a lot less power. The heater has been warming up for a while now, and if I take my temperature probe and stick it inside of there, I've seen temperatures, let's see, there's 480, there's a 500 degrees, so certainly is warming up. There's 518. So inside of that unit is quite warm. Definitely recommend not putting anything in there and making sure that children stay away from this heater. All right, very well. It's working nice. Now before installing this heater down here in my lower workshop, I had it in my upper workshop, and it was nice to see the thermostat work. Whenever the temperature hits a certain set level, the unit will turn off. When it drops down below, it turns back on again, as you would expect. Now this unit also has the ability to use the app to set timed intervals. So if you want this heater to come on at a certain time and run for a certain amount of time, then you can do that. It's also able to connect to an external thermostat. I've got one of those with one of the other heat storm units, and it works really well. So you can take that thermostat and place it in a different location, and it will read that temperature and send it back to the unit and heat up to that point. Instead of having the internal thermostat that's currently running on this one. In order to set that up, you simply just hold down the thermostat button for 5 seconds. It'll beep, and then you go over to your thermostat and hold the pair button down, and they will link up. So as long as you have a battery in that external thermostat, it will read here. Well, I have to say that I have been thoroughly impressed with the Heat Storm product so far. I've got 2 of their heaters, and they are doing quite well. If you want to check out this infrared heater, I will have a link in the description down below so you can check it out. I'm looking forward to having this unit here in my workshop so I don't have to sit out here whenever it's 36 degrees. As you can see, it's already warmed up to 42, and that is much appreciated. I'm Seth Johnson with Land to House, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.